Pay attention, because what I'm about to tell you is something they are not explaining the way they should. The media is talking about peace, but behind the scenes, what's forming is a silent collapse. And the worst part, it has already started. You wake up in the news, and ceasefire, negotiations, stability. But what no one is telling you is that behind the scenes, the world's biggest powers are already preparing for impact. And it's not small, it's global. The IMF released a warning, one of those that go unnoticed. But when you read between the lines, it's basically a disaster alert. Even with a supposed peace between the United States, Iran, and their allies, a global economic collapse is now considered inevitable. Yes, you heard that right. Even with peace, the system has already been damaged. And here's where things start to connect. While politicians appear smiling, while leaders talk about negotiations, the global supply chain has already been broken. Fuel prices rising, fertilizers becoming scarce, production delayed, logistics disrupted. This doesn't get fixed in a meeting or in a weekend agreement. This takes MOEOs, maybe years. All done. Because something even more serious is happening behind the scenes. Countries are being told not to protect their own interests. But do you really think, in the middle of a global crisis, that nations will think about the world? It's obvious what's coming. Every country will start holding resources, blocking exports, protecting their own economy. And that is exactly what accelerates a collapse. Now let me tell you what's being kept quiet. While all this is happening, the United States and Iran are negotiating an extension of the ceasefire, but not because everything is fine. It's because no one is ready to go back to war right now. Not one side, not the other. And that reveals something dangerous. The war may not be over. It's just paused. And meanwhile, the most sensitive point on the planet right now remains the same, the Strait of Hormuz. Because through it, a huge portion of the world's oil flows, and any wrong move there can freeze the global economy in a matter of days. Now here comes the most tense part. The United States says it controls the region, that the blockade is working, that nothing gets through. But Iran says the opposite. It claims it has broken through the blockade, not once, but twice, with oil, with food, which means someone is not telling the truth. And when two major powers contradict each other like this, it usually means something much bigger is happening behind the scenes. And it doesn't stop there. Because Iran has already made it clear, if pressured, it can shut down another even more critical route. And then the world simply stops. Now hold on to this. Because almost no one is talking about this. China may be involved. International reports suggest that Chinese technology may have helped Iran in strategic attacks. Satellites, intelligence, targeting systems, all of this, allegedly, through quiet agreements. China denies it, of course, but the signals keep appearing. And here's a detail that changes everything. Even being affected by the crisis, China is not suffering as much as expected. Why? Because it prepared. It didn't wait for the crisis to explode. It stockpiled massive amounts of energy. It diversified suppliers across multiple regions. It created strategic alternatives long before the world even realized what was coming. While other nations were reacting in panic, trying to fix problems too late, China was already steps ahead, executing a plan that had been built quietly over the years. And that raises a dangerous question. Was this scenario anticipated by global players? Was this chaos expected? Now pay attention. This changes everything. The United States claims China agreed to stop sending weapons to Iran. But that alone opens the door to something much bigger. Something that doesn't quite add up. But China says the opposite. It denies everything. No agreement, no deal. So what's really going on? Who's telling the truth? And who's shaping the narrative behind closed doors? Is this political theater? Or are there hidden agreements the public hasn't seen yet? Meanwhile, something explosive is happening. Europe is starting to move on its own, not waiting, not following, acting independently. And this changes everything. European countries are now discussing creating a new military structure, completely without the United States. And yes, this is serious. A new alliance. One that doesn't rely on Washington, acting on its own interests. And more than that, it could operate in critical routes like the Strait of Hormuz. That means power, control, and influence shifting in real time. While most people still don't see what's happening. If this becomes reality, it will reshape the global balance of power. For the first time in decades, U.S. dominance in the West is being questioned, challenged, and possibly slowly replaced by something new. And all of this is happening at the same time. Multiple tensions, one critical moment. So let me ask you, why isn't this being discussed with the urgency it deserves? Why are they still selling peace when behind the scenes there's tension, distrust, and preparation for something much bigger? Because this doesn't look like stability. It looks like the calm before something massive. If you made it this far, hit like and comment your opinion. Because what comes next could define the next years. So tell me, is it really over? Or just waiting to explode again?